Alright, you got a power awning, and I'll show you how to use that on the inside. You've got two outside speakers, so when you control the radio, you can play music inside or outside. You can shut that off one way or another. This is the exhaust for your furnace. Right here you have a 110 receptacle. Also you have a TV connection here. So if you bring out a table and put a television on there, just screw the coax into there. Storage compartment in here, which is where your crank is for your stabilizer jacks. All you'll do is just put that right on here, crank that down until it hits the ground, then go about another half turn. That's it. They're not leveling jacks, so don't try to lift the camper off the ground with these. It'll bend them and they'll be ruined. Also, right down here, you can see you have a quick connect gas line. The barbecue's on the inside on the bottom bunk. It'll sit right on this bumper mount grill. You just unpin this and this will swing out to the side. Also, you can take this cap off here. It's labeled sewer hose, which is in your starter kit right inside the door. That'll stow right in there nice and neat for you. You just put those in there, good to go. Full-size spare. It doesn't come with a jack, so you'll want to make sure you have either a floor jack or a bottle jack with you when you go camping. Also, right down here, you have a toy lock. Just unlock this padlock here, which will be on your key ring. Then you can pull this cable out, wrap it around grills or bikes or what have you, and you lock it back in place. That way nothing will get stolen. Over here on this side is all your sewer connections, your low point drains. This is basically the lowest point in your hot and cold water lines. Just unscrew that. You'll do that when you winterize it. If you have any questions on that, once you get there, just let us know. Right here, after you hook up your sewer hose, there's little tits on here. You just put the hose on there, turn it, and that'll lock the hose on place. Then you can put that down in wherever you're draining it. The black handle one is your black tank, obviously, which is your toilet water. The gray is your sinks in your shower. Push them in to close them. So when you hook up the hose, pull the black one first, let it run out, close that up, pull the gray one, that'll rinse out the hose for you. And just close those up. And this is the cap that'll go on there. Just use that when you're traveling. And you can see the gray is an 1.5 inch pipe, the black's a 3-inch pipe. And over here you have your black tank flush, which will just take your water hose, which is in your starter kit as well. After you have your sewer hose hooked up, once you pull the black valve, you'll turn the water on. That sprays inside the black tank to rinse out all the scum and debris inside the tank. Just want to make sure that black valve's pulled and your sewer hose is hooked up before you turn the water on. It'll back up into the toilet. Right here is your power hookup. All you're going to do is take this power cord here, which is yours. I'll set this inside the camper as soon as we're done. Just take this. It has a notch on one of the plug here. Just put that on here, and this gray piece will thread right on the outside. Just unscrew that, give it a little bit of a turn, pull it out, you're done. That is a 30-amp cord. It's about 20 feet long. Also, it has a light out here. This little switch right on the bottom, so you can see what you're doing here. This is the back of the refrigerator, which has an auto drain on it, so you don't have to do anything with this. This is just an access point if you ever need to service it. Right here's cable and satellite hookup, which is labeled right there for you. Over here you have your city water connection. So if you go to a campground or you have it beside your house and you want to hook water up to it, all you're going to do is take again the water hose that's provided in your starter kit, hook it up to your water supply. And one thing you're going to want to do, this is a water pressure regulator. This comes with your starter kit. This will just thread right on here. Make sure that's on there good and tight. Then you'll actually screw the hose into that. What that's going to do is reduce the pressure down to 45 psi, so you don't take a chance of bursting any water lines. So make sure you do that at all times whenever you're hooked up to city water. And if you're hooked up to city water, it's already pressurized, so you don't need to use your water pump. Now right here is your fresh water fill. You screw that cap off, take your fresh water hose, fill that up at the dump station wherever you go camping, and it fills up an internal tank full of fresh water. And then what you would want to do, since that'll be non-pressurized, you'll have to use your water pump, which I'll show you that switch on the inside, to get that water to come out of that tank. Now in here is just an exterior shower. Has hot and cold just like your shower spigot inside. Spray off whatever you want. Now right here is the vent for your range. So when you turn the fan on and inside, you want to make sure you come out here, loosen these two clips, that way this will open up. If not, and you use your stove, it'll melt this plastic piece. So always make sure that when you're using that, these are unclipped. And when you're traveling, just clip them over. And right here is your 6-gallon gas electric DSI water heater. All you gotta do is lift this connection right here, and when you're filling up, turn on your pump or turn on your city water. What that'll allow it to do is fill this water heater, because you don't want to light it until it's actually full of water. So what'll happen is, say we hook up to city water, just leave this open right here, and what it's going to do is it's going to automatically fill this tank. Once you see water start squirting out of here and you know it's full, just flip that down and you can go on the inside. There's a little switch, I'll show you where it is. Fire it up on gas after you've filled your propane and purge the lines, which I'll show you how to do that as well. Then if you want to run it on electric, Brad can come down here, you can see a little toggle switch right there. Just flip that switch and that's how you run it on electric. Now this cap right here is the cap to your freshwater drain, which is right under here. You can see that blue pipe sticking down with the white cap on the end. You just screw that on, and then that'll plug the drain for your fresh water. So we test that, so we fill up the fresh water here, then we unscrew it to drain the tank. Come around here. We got a brand new 12-volt deep cycle battery in here. You also have a loading light switch on the bottom again. This cover will just pull off, or you can unscrew these caps. Just twist it off. Now to open your propane bottles, you'll turn them counterclockwise, both of them. Always run them both open. Now this does have an auto changeover regulator. If you look at this here, you can switch that to either tank you want. All that's saying is that's the tank it's pulling off of currently. Now if this tank runs out, it'll automatically just pull to this one. There's an eye on the back of this, it'll be red or green. If it's green, you have propane. If it's red, you ran out. But if you run out in the middle of the night, that's why you want to leave them both open. It'll automatically switch over to the other one. So as soon as you get your camper, what you'll want to do is open both tanks, and then we'll go inside, and I'll show you how to purge your lines. Pull out your steps. All you're going to do is just pull that out, flip the bottom step over, and you're good to go. Alright, so once you have your propane bottles filled up and you turn them both on, all you're going to want to do is come to your stove right here and just turn on your metal burner, and you just turn this knob to spark it, and that'll light it up. Allow that to run for about 10 seconds. What that's going to do is get all the air out of the gas lines. Then you can turn this exhaust fan on right here, but just make sure that those two little flips are on the outside or opened up for you. The oven, all you're going to do to light that, open the oven, turn this over to pilot, push and hold, and there's a little pilot on the back. You just take like a stick lighter, light that pilot up. Microwave, pretty self-explanatory. Your microwave though, you have to be plugged in with the 30-amp power cord for that to work. Sink, pull out sprayer, whole 9 yards, solid surface countertop, stainless steel sink. Over here, this is the Murphy bed option. Just lift up on this. The sofa will lay flat. Make sure that's all the way down. And all you're going to do is unpin it over here. Unpin it on this side. And this is just going to come right out. And this right here is actually going to serve as the legs on the bed. So you're just going to let that down. And you just want to make sure that this is actually strapped down when you put it up in place. Other than that, when you're done sleeping, just lift up on this, just nice and easy. This will fold over. This will go into place here, and just make sure that this is locked into place when you're traveling. Do that on both sides. Then to lift the bed up, all you're gonna do is lift up on the bottom, grab the back, fold it in half. And slide it right back into place. Got your countertop extension here. That'll just lift up there. Vents, just crank these open, just turn these knobs. AC is all ducted, which is what these ducts are here. You can see them, they run in an H system all the way along, so both sides. Heat is ducted also near the floor. Looks there's a duct there. This table will also make into a bed. All you do is you collapse this table, just pull the pin right here with the yellow thing, lay that down, it'll rest on these 4 blocks, and these cushions will come off, rest right on there to make into a nice bed for you. Stereo, pretty self-explanatory, has a Bluetooth capability, which is all right there. Over here, you have your refrigerator, fridge on the bottom, freezer on top. Just push in on this, and then pull out. Make sure you push in before you pull out, or you'll break off this little clip. The refrigerator does run off of 110 or gas, so all you do is you push this button in. Right now we're not hooked up to 110, so you have it on auto, which is basically 110 first. If it can't find 110, it'll switch over to gas. Now if you pop this button out, you run it strictly on gas. Everything automatically ignites. You don't have to go out and light anything. It's all done for you. Just pop that button out to let it go. Right here, get a little light, probably a light switch on that side. But right here is your thermostat. So this is just like at home. All you're gonna do is hit the on and just keep hitting the mode button, which is right here as well. It'll go to fan, cool, furnace, and you can just adjust the temperature there. The grill is right there, like I told you. These bunks have a 300-pound capacity on them. Come in here. Get some toilet chemicals to start off with. Put that right in here for you. Hot and cold, just like at home. There is a vent here with a fan in it. All you're gonna do, flip that switch, fan will kick on. Toilet, which I had to use this as well. As a foot flush, so if you push the foot down halfway, it'll just run some water in there, because you always want to leave a little bit of water in the bowl, and then when you're done, just flush it and it'll all go closed for you. You can see everything in your starter kit here is the fresh water, hose, toilet paper, blocks for the wheels, wheel chocks, your regulator. This is actually a 30 amp to 15 amp, so if you want to plug it in at home, you can do that as well. Now right over here, this is your monitor panel. So your awning, all you do is you hit this extend and the awning will run out. You can see it going out there. And once it gets all the way out, you just let it off. Then to run it back in, just hold the button down and it'll run in for you. Just make sure it's all the way in before you take off. Okay. And then you got over here, you have your water heater button. So once that's filled up, the water heater, you have the gas lines purged. All you're gonna do is flip this switch, everything automatically ignites for you. So it'll try to light 3 times, then what it'll do is this light will light up saying that it's not lit. If that comes on, you just shut it off, wait about 10 seconds, flip it back on, it'll reset it, and it'll try 3 more times. If you're running off your fresh water tank, flip this water pump, and it'll bring pressure right to your taps. Right here's some lights for the living room, all LED lights, which is nice, not going to produce a bunch of heat. You can also shut each light off on the switch as well. Porch light, exterior light, one scare light. Then right here, this is your monitor panel. So if you push this button that says battery, it'll tell you that the battery is fully charged. Fresh water tank, it'll show you it's empty. The black, the gray, and then if you ever put multiple tanks on, you can use those as well. So right there's your brake control. This is all the stuff in your starter kit. I believe that is it. Right down here This is your breaker box. So all your 110 breakers are right here. They're labeled off to the side. So you can see those. And then all your fuses are right here, which are labeled off to the side as well. Those are going to be any systems that run off 12 volt are there. Any systems that run off 110 are here. That's your LP detector right there. That'll go crazy if you have a gas leak somewhere in the coach. That'll go off. And right over here you have another receptacle. This button right here, see that red light just came on? That's your TV booster antenna. So that'll amplify the signal, just give you a little bit better signal if you're picking up local stations. I believe that is it. So let us know if you have any questions once you get the coach and we'll help you out. Thanks a lot.